Hello Baker Finance students. We are in our final week here. I want to say that I have enjoyed working with you all the past 7 weeks. I hope you have a greater appreciation of the complexities of corporate finance, and as our forum discussion this past week, to be able to apply a little bit to your personal lives when making financial decisions and setting financial goals. Obviously for a firm, the financial goal is to maximize shareholder wealth. And as an important individual, I kind of believe that same thing too. It's to maximize your net worth and your level of utility, or what we call happiness, over your lifetime. So with this last week, you do have a busy week. You have your final exam, also to post your final project, your final homework problems. You have 2 chapters that you'll need to read relative to international finance and cash management. And again, do email me if you do have any questions, but the forum discussion will be very brief. I'm just going to ask you to give a recommendation for the company that you've been researching, whether you would buy this stock, hold on to this stock, or sell this stock, and give some reasons why you believe you would take that action. Well, a couple items to talk about our last chapters in international finance. Most big corporations are what we call multinational enterprises these days. They deal a lot with either direct investment in other countries by establishing businesses over there, or they engage in partnerships with other countries to engage in business, or they may ship to other places. And one of the concerns is a lot of times, if you deal internationally, the host country wants to get paid in their host currency. So if you're dealing with a French firm, they're probably going to want euros. So you have to kind of think about different ways that you can protect yourself against the rise in the price of euro. And the textbook talks about foreign exchange cross-currency rates. Actually, the foreign exchange market, in my opinion, is the largest market in the world in the demand for currencies. And demand for currencies can change due to supply and demand factors of economics. But if I have to pay a French firm 6 months from now in euros, I face the risk that the price of the euro can go up. So if the price of that euro is going up, that means that that country's currency is appreciating. At the same time, if I'm a U.S. citizen, company here, that our currency is depreciating in value. So I'm going to include a link in the week 7 about key foreign exchange rates. And you can always find the other exchange rate by taking 1 divided by that exchange rate. And there are some ways that you can protect yourself from kind of what we call hedging techniques. If it's a small dollar amount, sometimes corporations don't hedge. My general rule was I was in that world. If it was less than $250,000, I didn't hedge it. Anything larger than that, I would want to hedge, especially if there was a time period involved before it was due. So you could do options which give you the right to buy that foreign currency at a specific price in the future. Just looking over the weekend right now, it looks like the price of the euro is about 1.38. It cost American $1.38 to buy a euro. So if I'm concerned it's going to go up to $1.41, $1.42 6 months from now, I might engage in a contract that allows me to buy the euro at $1.40. Well, the one writing the contract hopes that the price stays below $1.40 and he will kind of get his premium, and I will never exercise the option. But if it goes up to $1.45, I'll get to buy it a lot lower than $1.45, and I will benefit from that. But there's a price buying the options. The other is you could lock into it with a forward contract to get guaranteed delivery at a certain price in the future, maybe $1.42. Or you could also engage in a futures transaction where essentially you're betting on which way that the price of the currency is going to go. So if you needed the currency, you would bet long. If the currency did go up in price, you would have money added to your margin account, and you would gain that way, but you'd still lose in the sense you have to pay a higher price for the currency, but you'd offset each other. So if the currency dropped in price, you would lose in the futures contract, but you get to buy the currency at a lower price. And finally, you could also engage in what's called a money market hedge. Is you convert the currency now, and then you would actually go out and buy the euros now and deposit into a bank in say France, and then take that and use it 6 months from now when the currency is due. So the other thing with the last chapters here, it deals with the international, well, excuse me, not with the international, with cash management. One of my areas of expertise as a certified cash manager is trying to always accelerate cash in and delay payments out of cash as long as possible. So there are certain things in this chapter they talk about with lockbox, where you can, a lot of times you pay bills by mail. Few and fewer are paying them, but some people still do. Just have a central collection center making decisions whether you wire the money back or do an ACH. What is the cost to do the wire and what's the opportunity cost of the money. Right now the opportunity cost of money is super low, so interest rates pay nothing on money markets and savings accounts, so there's less emphasis to try to get that money back as soon as possible, but you always try to practice, especially with large dollar amounts, to make those decisions. And they can also relate to economic order quantity. How much money do I tie up in inventories? Because inventories are art expense. It's money that's just sitting on a shelf, and I want to make sure I have the right amount of the product to meet the customer's needs, but I don't want to have too much of that product either. So there's some calculations and formulas in that chapter to help you think about best ways to manage your cash. Well, again, I want to thank you for working with me the past 7 weeks. I hope you've learned a lot. And if you ever get the chance to go to Baldwin for graduation, I encourage you to go there. I always work there every year. So take care, and we'll talk to you online this week.